Hello, hello. I wanted to talk to you about a cool way to create infinite sequences in Elixir. Why would you need this? I don't know. Maybe you'll run into a case sometime. Um, so the Stream module has this function called unfold. And now unfold, you can think of it kind of, it's not exactly, but kind of like the opposite of reduce. Reduce, you say you have a list of things and you kind of want to compress them, like iterate over them, reduce it into a single value. Well, unfold kind of works the opposite way, where you have a seed, you have a single value, and then you can generate a sequence from it. It doesn't have to be infinite, but it could be. So let's take a look at it. So I'll go ahead and define here a stream. We have stream unfold. We are going to generate a basic sequence. We're going to start with 0, and then we pass an anonymous function here. And we're going to do a little bit of pattern matching. So the way unfold works is if you return nil, it'll stop the unfolding and return all the values. And otherwise, you need to pass in the value that you're generating and then the next value, the next function. So in this case, once we get to 10, we'll stop the unfolding. And otherwise, any other integer from 0, starting from 0, we're going to pass the integer as the value, and then the next value will be just +1. Pretty straightforward. So the way we can evaluate this is to do a enum to list. So we're just going to pass that, and so it's going to turn that stream into a list. Right? So I'll go ahead and define this in IEX, and sure enough, we generate this. It goes from 0 to 9. Right? So we've done 10 elements, right? So that's pretty cool. So that's a finite sequence. So we've generated that finite sequence based on a seed, that's a 0, and then using the next value, which is I+1. But what about infinite sequences? Well, let's go ahead and define an infinite one. Really, if we just drop this 10 to nil, we can define an infinite sequence. So that's an infinite stream right here. I'll go ahead and define this. So for every single value, we're just going to define that value and generate the next one. Now, if we call this infinite stream and pass it to enum to list, that's going to generate forever. It's an infinite sequence, so that we would have to crash our process and to get out of there. So instead of doing that, we're going to do the take, so enum take. So we're going to pass the infinite stream and take, say, 10 elements. Let's go ahead and do that. And sure enough, it defines, 0 to 9, that kind of thing. You can, of course, do something more like that, so we get more elements, right? So that's pretty cool. Like, what about an application of this? So one possible application of this is it's a cool test of this, is if you want to generate a Fibonacci sequence. Now, if you know the Fibonacci sequence, it starts with 0, 1, 1, and then every other digit from that gets generated by adding the last 2 digits. So we can do that with a stream. Here, let's take a look at it with stream unfold, that is. And we're going to start with 0. And then if we have 0, we're going to return 0, which is the first element. And then the next element is going to be 1. So that's our next value. Then we're going to, if we have 1, we're going to, the element's 1. And then we're also going to return not only the next value, the way we're going to generate it is based on the last 2 values, right? So we're going to pass 2 1s in a tuple right here. And then if we have a 1, 1, that means we just passed this. And so we're going to return 1, because again, the Fibonacci sequence has a 0, a 1, and then you're starting to add. And so in that case, we're going to return a 1, 2, and then we're going to start doing the automatically generating the next values. So IX, IY. In this case, that would be, imagine 1, 2. Then we're going to put the 2 in there, so the IY. And then we're going to generate the next 2 values based on that. So IY, and then we add the 2, right? So this should hopefully work. That's a Fibonacci sequence. And just like before, this is an infinite stream. So let's generate the first 12 elements of the Fibonacci sequence. And sure enough, we can do that. I think that's pretty cool. I hope you like it.